I guess 3 miles, something like that, from our main camp. We had rounded a bend in the trail. The creek was coming down this canyon, and the wind was blowing down the canyon. So that I think this is probably the reason that we come upon this thing without us knowing we were coming. The first thing I knew, my horse stopped, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and then my horse kind of jumped backwards and reared with me. And as he did so, I pulled on him, and I pulled a little bit too hard, and we both went to the ground. I was able to get up and get a hold of him and get in my saddlebags and get my camera out, and I turned him loose, yelled to Bob to cover me. At the time that I had got up and went around the horse and held his held the reins, I looked over to my left and seen the thing, and anyway, about 120 feet, fairly close. It was standing by the edge of the creek. I felt that it was kneeling when we first seen it, and it didn't appear to be as big as what it did because I just caught a glimpse. It could have even been a bear, the first glimpse that I got. It turned and walked up the bank, and then turned around again and looked directly at us before it got up to the top of this bank. We were able to get, at that point, I wasn't actually looking through the camera. I was glancing at it and getting it out of my bag. At that point, I yelled to Bob to cover me, which he turned loose the pack horse, and I turned loose my horse because he was fighting me kind of, and Bob had a 30-06, and his horse wasn't giving him much trouble, and so then I started taking pictures of the thing because it didn't appear to be aggressive. It was going the other direction, or pretty much of a direction away from us, and I ran some of the way and had to run down through the creek up on the other side of the bank, and that's when I got the best pictures of the thing. We didn't immediately follow it. Bob started, I yelled at him to come back. I was out of film. There had been these other 3 sets of tracks found, and this appeared to be a female. I felt that possibly a big male could be right in the vicinity, and that I was standing there without any weapon at all, and this didn't set too good with me. So he come back, that I was standing there without any weapon at all, and this didn't set too good with me. So he come back. We went at that point and got my horse. He'd run down the trail there about half a mile or so, and come back up, load the camera up, went after the thing. The creek, it followed the creek quite a little ways, and at that particular place up there, there's quite a iron deposit in this creek. Wherever you step, it breaks this, and actually, leaves practically a print right down the bottom of the creek. And it went up one of these side tributaries, and the same thing in those. So we followed it for, like I say, 3 miles. The last half a mile on foot, it got so dense that we felt that if the thing was going to ambush us, circle back around or something, if it wanted to, it could. So we come back out and decided to get out in the valley, see if we get dogs, and come up for the next day. This we done, and the next morning it began to rain, and it rained in there for quite a little while and washed things out real badly. I felt we was lucky to get what we got at that particular time.